I never thought my own brother would steal our parents' entire legacy, but the night I caught him forging my signature to drain our life savings, everything changed. On a bank transfer, my heart dropped to the floor. It was the kind of betrayal that hits you like a truck, sudden, painful, and impossible to ignore. This is the story of how I went from trusting him blindly to fighting back in a way that changed everything. Hi everyone, I'm Alex, a 32-year-old guy from a quiet suburb in Ohio. I've always been the reliable type, the one who shows up on time, works hard, and keeps things steady. Growing up, my family wasn't rich, but we were close. My parents ran a small hardware store downtown for over 30 years. Dad was the handyman genius, fixing anything from leaky faucets to broken lawnmowers, and Mom handled the books with a sharp eye. I have one sibling, my younger brother Mike, who's 29 now. He's always been the charming one, great with people, full of big ideas, but a bit reckless. After our parents passed away in a car accident 3 years ago, Mike and I inherited the store. We decided to keep it running as a tribute to them. I live in a modest 2-bedroom house nearby with my wife, Sarah, who's a teacher, and our 2-year-old daughter, Lily. Life was simple. I'd open the store at 7 a.m., handle inventory and repairs, while Mike managed sales and customer chats. It felt like we were honoring our folks, you know. But looking back, the cracks were there from the start. The trouble began about a year after we took over. The store wasn't booming, but it was stable, enough to pay the bills and put a little aside. I noticed small things at first. Like our supplier bills seemed higher than usual, but when I'd ask Mike about it, he'd brush it off. "Inflation, bro," he'd say with that easy grin. "Everything costs more these days." I trusted him, why wouldn't I? He was family. But then the bank statements started showing weird transfers. Small amounts at first, $200 here, $500 there, going to an account I didn't recognize. I confronted him one evening after closing up shop. We were in the back office, surrounded by stacks of receipts and old tools. The fluorescent light buzzed overhead, making the room feel tense. "Mike, what's up with these transfers?" I asked, holding up the statement. "They're not for supplies or anything I know about." He leaned back in his chair, rubbing his neck. "Oh, that? Just some side investments, Alex. I'm trying to grow our money. You know, stocks and stuff. Don't worry, it'll pay off big. Side investments with the store's money, we didn't talk about this." My voice rose a bit, but I kept it calm. I didn't want to fight. "Relax, man, I'm handling it. You've got Sarah and Lily to think about. Let me take care of the risky stuff." He flashed that smile again, the one that always got him out of trouble as kids. I let it go that time, but it nagged at me. Over the next few months, the issues piled up. Customers started complaining about missing orders. One regular, old Mr. Jenkins, came in fuming. "I paid for that chainsaw last week, and Mike said it'd be here today." "Where is it?" I checked the records, nothing. "I'm sorry, Mr. Jenkins, let me sort this out." I ended up pulling one from stock and giving him a discount. When I asked Mike later, he said, "Must have been a mix-up." I got it covered, but I could see the sweat on his brow. The store's profits dipped, and I had to dip into our emergency fund to cover rent. Sarah noticed I was stressed at home. One night as we tucked Lily in, she pulled me aside in the hallway. "Alex, you're working yourself to death. What's going on at the store?" Her eyes were worried, soft under the dim light. "It's Mike. I think he's messing with the money, but I don't have proof. I don't want to accuse him without facts." I sighed, feeling the weight on my shoulders. She hugged me. "You need to check the books properly. This is our future too." I started paying closer attention. I'd stay late going through invoices. That's when I found discrepancies, receipts for tools we never received, payments to fake vendors. One night I discovered a hidden folder on the computer with emails to a gambling site. Mike had been betting online using store funds to cover losses. My stomach churned. How could he do this? Our parents built this place from nothing and he was gambling it away. Tension built at work. Small arguments turned into bigger ones. Like the day a big shipment arrived short. I yelled at Mike in front of a customer. "This is the third time. What the hell are you doing with the orders?" He snapped back, his face red. "Back off, Alex. I'm the one bringing in customers while you hide in the back fixing junk. Without me, this place would tank." The customer left awkwardly, and we didn't speak for the rest of the day. At home, things weren't better. Sarah and I argued because I was bringing the stress home. "You need to confront him properly," she said one evening over dinner, her fork clinking against the plate. "Or we'll lose everything." "I know, but he's my brother. What if I'm wrong?" Deep down, I knew I wasn't. The rising pressure hit a peak when the bank called. Our account was overdrawn by $5,000. I rushed to the store, heart pounding. Mike was there, acting casual. "What's this about?" I demanded, slamming the phone bill on the counter. He shrugged. "Temporary glitch, I'll fix it." "No, Mike, show me the accounts right now." We argued for an hour, voices echoing in the empty store. He finally admitted to borrowing money for a sure thing bet that went south. "I'll pay it back, I swear, just give me time." "Time? We've lost thousands. This is betrayal, man." Tears stung my eyes. He promised to stop, but I didn't believe him anymore. That's when the turning point came. It was a rainy Tuesday night. I couldn't sleep, so I drove to the store around midnight. The lights were on odd since we closed at 6. I parked across the street and watched. Mike pulled up in his car, went inside. I snuck in through the back door, heart racing like in a thriller movie. There he was at the desk, forging my signature on a transfer form for $10,000, our entire savings buffer. He was talking on the phone. "Yeah, the money's coming. This bet's a lock. I'll double it." I froze in the doorway. Everything clicked. This wasn't just mistakes, it was deliberate theft. My brother, the one I'd protected from bullies as kids, was robbing our legacy. Rage boiled up, but I slipped out quietly. That was the moment I realized enough was enough. No more trust, no more excuses. I had to fight back. The next day, I didn't confront him outright. Instead, I started planning. I talked to Sarah first. "We need evidence," she said. "Something solid." I installed a hidden camera in the office, nothing fancy, just a cheap one from online. I also contacted our family lawyer, Mr. Harlan, who'd handled our parents' will. "Alex, if this is true, we can press charges," he said over coffee at a diner. "But family stuff gets messy." "I know, but I can't let him destroy us." Over the next 2 weeks, I gathered proof. The camera caught Mike making more transfers, even pocketing cash from the register. I printed bank records, emails, everything. It hurt watching the footage, seeing his sneaky glances around the room. Meanwhile, tension at the store skyrocketed. Mike noticed I was distant. "What's your problem lately?" he asked one afternoon as we restocked shelves. Tools clattered as I dropped a box. "My problem? The store's bleeding money and you're acting like it's fine." I kept my voice low, but anger seeped through. "You're paranoid, bro, just chill." He walked away, but I saw the fear in his eyes. I built my revenge carefully. It wasn't about petty stuff. I wanted it to be smart, legal, and final. With Mr. Harlan's help, I drafted papers to buy out Mike's share of the store at a fair price minus what he'd stolen. I'd use proof to force his hand or go to the police, but I added a twist. I'd confront him publicly at a family gathering. Our aunt and cousins were coming for a barbecue that weekend, perfect timing. The day arrived. Backyard smelled of grilled burgers, kids running around. Mike was laughing with everyone, beer in hand. I waited until after eating when we were all sitting around the fire pit. "Hey, everyone," I said, standing up. My voice shook a little. "I need to talk about something important." Mike looked puzzled. "Now, come on, Alex, it's a party." "No, it can't wait." I pulled out a folder. "Mike's been stealing from the store, thousands gone to gambling. I have proof. Videos, statements." Gasps rippled through the group. Aunt Linda's eyes widened. "What, Mike?" He jumped up, face pale. "That's a lie. Alex is making this up because he's jealous." I played the video on my phone, projecting it onto a sheet we'd hung for movies. There he was, clear as day, forging papers, taking cash. The family watched in silence. Mike stammered, "It's not what it looks like." I was going to pay it back. "Pay it back with what?" "More bets," I shouted, years of frustration pouring out. "You betrayed Mom and Dad's memory. You betrayed me." He lunged forward, grabbing my shirt. "You self-righteous prick. I kept this place alive." Cousins pulled us apart. Aunt Linda stepped in. "Mike, if this is true, you're done. Alex, show us everything." The confrontation lasted hours. Mike broke down, admitting it all: addiction, debts, desperation. "I didn't mean to hurt you," he sobbed. "But the damage was done. High stakes. The family split, trust shattered. In the aftermath, I bought out his share with a loan, using the evidence to negotiate low. Mike agreed to treatment for gambling, paid by selling his car. He moved out of town to live with a cousin, starting over as a salesman. The store. I turned it around, hired honest help, expanded online sales. Profits are up 20% now. As for me, I grew. I learned family isn't blind loyalty, it's accountability. Sarah and I are stronger, teaching Lily about trust. Mike and I talk occasionally, strained but healing. Betrayal cuts deep, but standing up rebuilds you. If you're dealing with something like this, don't wait. Face it head on. Because in the end, protecting what's yours isn't revenge, it's survival. And sometimes, that's the only way to find peace.